The Commanders have a new wide receiver. Used to play with the Dallas Cowboys.
Mm-hmm.
I would say bigger name than production. Michael Gallup
Come
is
on
a
down,
new
Michael
member
Gallup.
of the Washington Commanders. He did have, in his second year when he was 23 years old, a 1,100-yard season with
Second
66
year,
catches.
That's a good year, yeah.
But his numbers,
6 touchdowns that year. That's his career high in touchdowns.
numbers plummeted after his ACL tear, which you would expect.
That was in 21, I think.
In the 2 seasons after the injury, he caught just 73 of 131 targets across 31 games for 842 yards, 6 scores. Averaged 27 yards per game during that stretch.
Yeah.
So, look, this is just Adam Peters. It's a reclamation project. I wouldn't expect big numbers from Michael Gallup.
No.
He might not even make the team.
He might not.
But
I think he
it's-
will, but he might not.
it's-
You're right. Didn't play
it's-
last year.
It's an audition, and I'm sure I haven't seen the financial terms, but I would assume
it's a
veteran
minimum.
and
It's a minimum.
a lot of incentives thrown in there. It's an audition. It's a tryout year.
I think they know exactly what they're getting. I watched the presser. He talked very highly of DQ. The one thing I will say is I always watch DQ, and I know this pisses off people, but he just comes off as a little cheesy to me. But the guys love him everywhere. Like everyone that's ever say, "Oh yeah, DQ's great people." Oh yeah, all these guys all know him from different parts of life, walks of life. He talked about
these guys love each other.
They do. They love
They certainly
DQ.
do.
They love Adam Peters. But they say Gallup said that when he was in Dallas, DQ is a defensive coordinator, and yet he doesn't have to worry about me. He's coming in, checking in on me.
Yeah.
How am I doing? Like he's a genuine dude.
It's a genuine people person.
Yes. And all these guys keep bringing it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have to buy into it.
He's a very likable dude. You know
He's
The
a
that.
very
culture thing
likable.
is real.
But he's also
Like
a
when they
good
said-
football coach.
When they said they were going to come in and reset the culture and
Yeah.
reframe the culture,
Yeah.
that was not just lip service. Like that has actually happened, and players take notice of it.
Oh yeah, our buddies from Rough the District had a tweet the other day, and I copied it, and it was just the players and what they said. The
Right.
guys that have either rejoined the team, re-signed, or even some new additions.
Mhm.
John Bates said, "Most fun I've ever had playing football since high school."
Wow.
Jerry McNichols, "I love this culture. I couldn't see myself wearing another jersey." Marcus Mariota, "This is the best environment I've ever been a part of."
Wow.
Right.
Zach Ertz, "The energy is just different here." Will Harris, "You can't fake juice, you can't fake enthusiasm, and you can't fake love. You see all those things when you look at this team."
I'm telling you, man.
The culture,
It's real.
Ron Rivera
Yeah.
talked about it,
These guys love each other.
and maybe he changed the culture to an extent,
Yeah.
but he didn't bring the wins along with it.
Yeah.
So this is a guy who came in and Dan Quinn with Adam Peters and said, "This is what I'm going to establish." And he's hit a home
Yeah.
run on it.
It's
just-
been
They've
one
done
of
a
his
complete
hallmarks.
180
Yeah.
in a year.
Yeah.
Like this franchise and the front office, it was a laughing stock.
It was.
The only way you were going to come here is if you got overpaid to come here, like back in the day.
Mhm.
Now players want to come here because of the camaraderie, the culture. They got a star quarterback.
Mhm.
They've got good ownership. Like things have completely turned around here,
No, it's wild. It's
and
actually
it is wild to kind of see it happen.
And just getting back to DQ for a little bit, because I was thinking about this the other day when I heard some of the stuff. Like I didn't realize at one point he had a brief tenure with Florida,
Mhm.
Florida Gators.
Yep.
When you look at his resume, okay, so when he first starts out as a coach, we all know that he played at Salisbury.
Yep.
But then first started out as a coach, right? So you get your feet wet. So you're
Mhm.
starting some smaller schools, right? William and Mary.
Yep.
Then you do a stint at VMI. Then you go to Hofstra. Then all of a sudden you get hooked up. Now you're with the Niners.
Right.
All right. Then you're with the Dolphins. Then the Jets. Then the Seahawks. Then the Florida Gators. Back to the Seahawks. Then the Falcons as a head coach. You get a team to the Super Bowl. The Cowboys, defensive coordinator, super successful. Come here in Washington. You win 12 games, wherever the hell they did in your first year. I mean, his resume is insane.
It's a pretty good one.
Talking about moving a lot. We were talking
Yeah.
We're
about
talking about
about
Ryan Odom.
Ryan
All
Odom.
his moves.
on all his moves.
Yeah.
I mean, look at Dan
He's
Quinn,
about
all
to
those
move
moves.
again, too,
Yeah.
by the way, after getting bounced out of the tournament.
Yeah.
So back to Gallup, I put it up
Maybe
as
to
a poll of
Charlottesville.
the
Yeah.
day, which is brought to you by Surfside Iced Tea and Vodka and Surfside Lemonade and Vodka, the perfect addition to any gathering. Each can only 100 calories. with zero carbonation for easy sipping. You can find Surfside at your local bars and in convenient variety 8-packs at your local liquor stores. Must be 21. Please drink responsibly. It's just simply, do you like the addition of Michael Gallup to the receiver room? You can vote at Junks Radio.
I like what he said. He said, I'm not coming. I don't have to be the top receiver. I just want to contribute.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, he said, I have plenty of life left in these legs. He said that, you know, when the tenure ended in Dallas, it kind of surprised him and his head wasn't right to play. He could, you know, you could imagine you work somewhere for 7 or 8 years. You're kind of shocked when it comes to an end. He wasn't ready. Mind wasn't right to play, but he knew all along, he said, that he was going to come back and try to play again. And he said he was actually very grateful. He goes, a lot of guys don't get second chances.
Yeah.
He goes, it's very hard to get a second chance in this league. I got a second chance, and I'm going to make the most of it.
He could be the 2025 version of Olamide Zacchaeus.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like a guy that was kind of signed off the street, hadn't really done much in his career, and he flourished when he was given the
He's
opportunity.
going to be a role player. There's no question about it.
You've got your number 1 and number 2 set with McLaurin and Deebo.
And you got
now you just got to fill in the holes
McCaffrey's
around
your
them.
3. Maybe
Right.
I don't know if Noah Brown will be, but let's just say McCaffrey's your 3. You got Noah Brown. Still have KJ Osborne. Now you sign Gallup.
Right.
Well, I think those guys are all going to battle it out.
Yeah, they'll battle it out. I mean,
I don't know who.
maybe
will
they
end
draft
up out
somebody.
there.
Who knows? But yeah, I mean, you got to like the room. Well, specifically because you had a Deebo.
800-636-1067 if you want to chime in. Do you think Michael Gallup brings anything to the table? Do you like the addition of the ex-Cowboys receiver? As I prefaced it, I do think it's more name recognition versus production of late.
Yeah, but it's sure the production hasn't been huge, but he's been a productive football player. Like he's got a career that you should be proud of.
He's been a good number 2.
Like if he could land somewhere between what he did in 2020 and 2021. In 2020, he had 843 yards receiving and 5 touchdowns. Now the next year, he had 445 yards and 2 touchdowns.
But even that might be helpful enough.
But like
because you got Deebo and Terry doing the heavy lift.
Yeah, he's not going to put up
and
843.
Right. What I'm saying is come in and get 500 yards receiving, 550 yards. Just
well, I mean, you'd probably have to be the number 3 there.
Here's what he said in his presser. He said, you tell me what you need, I'm going to go get it.
Right.
What do you need? I want to go get it. What do you need? I'm going to go get it.
How tall is he?
6'1".
6'1", 205.
He's just a vet.
He's not small.
You're adding a vet. Proven vet. Don't get crazy.
He's probably the second biggest receiver on the roster now behind Noah Brown.
Yeah.
Because he's bigger than both Deebo and Terry.
Yeah. I just
he's not as physical as Deebo. Not even close.
True.
And then Deebo yesterday, I don't know if I just saw them all yesterday or they rolled out all their pressers yesterday. I think they did. They were all like virtual pressers that they had with the media, and I was just hitting them one after another. Deebo was very grateful for the team to lock him in, guarantee his contract and all that. He says, I can't let them down for showing all that faith in me. It means a lot. And then he also talked about his relationship with Adam Peters.
Yeah.
And he's got a lot to prove.
He could be a big bargain in fantasy drafts.
He's got a lot.
He's going to put up numbers.
His stats got dinged last year because of the injuries, and things kind of fell apart in San Francisco. If he's healthy,
he's going to
have a big role in this offense.
100%.
And then
that's what I said the first day that they acquired
him. I mean, he's definitely going to be utilized.
And I'm not backing off of it.
I know if
he's on the field, he's going to be legit.
An underrated guy that they re-signed, I think, or just, under the radar guy that people don't really pay that much attention to, let's be honest, Cleveland Farrell. I watched his presser, and he said how important it is. People don't realize now that they're going to be in their second year of their system. So they're bringing in different guys. So they're tweaking, but also the fact that, on the offensive side, Kingsbury is back. So I know we debated that a lot last year, kind of had fun with that topic. But on the defensive side, Witt being back, most of the staff being back, the players now understand. He said a lot of our problems last year was because, if you believe it or not, it's a new system. Guys are still learning. They're still adapting as the season's going along. A lot of that's should be cleaned up this year because for a lot of guys, it's their second year in this system. They know what the coaches want. They know where they're supposed to be. And then they're adding, tweaking around that. So I don't know. I was excited watching them. I guess everybody gets excited in the offseason.
Sure.
But I was excited watching them.
Yeah, but this time there's a difference. There's been excitement during off seasons for years, but they haven't had the quarterback.
Right. Now there's legit optimism heading into year into the 2025 campaign.
Right. And who was it? I saw a clip yesterday, somebody that said, or maybe I just saw it on social for a second, that, how people are saying, oh, well, defenses are clearly going to adjust to Jaden. There was one analyst that said, yeah, but Jaden's a hard worker. He's going to adjust to them too.
Yep.
He's going to be putting in the same amount of work they're putting in to stop him. He's going to be putting in that same kind of work to go further. He has that kind of engine. He has that kind of work ethic. He has that kind of mindset, and that he should continue to thrive. So, I don't know. I get fired up. It's crazy how I get fired up just watching.
Just in the off season,
in the off season pressers and like low news days.
But isn't it encouraging when you hear all these guys say the same thing about the coach and the culture?
It is. It's wild. I'll be honest. I always said, like, when he goes, all right, let's rock. He has all these kind of like, they're kind of like cheesy little cliches. And I kind of, in my mind, I'm kind of like rolling my eyes. But the guys are all buying into it.
They love it.
To a man, they're all like, yeah, he's like a genuine dude.
He stays on message. It might be a cheesy message to some, but he stays on that message. Rivera was a little more haphazard with it.
Yeah. Ron, I'm just so over him.
So, yeah, just go back to Cal, go to Berkeley, do whatever you're going to do there.
All right, let's go to Russell.
You know what? That's perfect for him.
It's a perfect
I think
game.
it's perfect for him.
Hey, Russell.
Russell, what's up, buddy? You're on with the Junks.
Hey, good morning, guys. How's everybody today?
What's up, Russell?
What's up?
I mean, with the addition of Gallup, I just believe, he's been clutch. I know his numbers haven't always been, the highest as far as production goes. But again, in pressure moments, to come through, he's been that. So, and his humility to come in as not the guy, but a guy, that speaks volumes, and I think obviously the culture that's been set here, players want to come, man. There's no doubt. This thing has been turned around in warp speed, and being a diehard my entire life, biting my nails all the way back since '91, waiting for that championship again. It's coming, and it's coming faster than most people predicted. And if not this year, and someone just made a great comment about defenses trying to adjust to Jaden.
Yeah,
this kid is no doubt. I mean, the joy of the Lord that this kid plays with, he's going to adjust. And you've got to be very mindful. Everybody would Tyson say everybody's got a plan till they get punched in the mouth. But I just think this year the sky is going to be the limit. And I think we should exceed what we did last year. And it looks good.
Well, last year was a damn good year, bro.
I'm not willing to go there quite yet.
NFC Championship.
Games, then,
14 wins, NFC Championship.
That'd be amazing. But I do think it's pretty obvious they are shoving all their chips in. This is our window right now. We'll have another window. Jaden's not going to go anywhere, barring something crazy.
Yeah.
We should have him for 10 years. But this is the easiest window to surround him a little less painfully because you're not paying him $50 million a year.
Right. You've seen Peters make big, bold moves, trading for Deebo, Lattimore, and Tunsil.
They're making big moves.
Yeah.
Big moves.
As they should.
Who's that guy sitting next to Valdez? I haven't seen him in forever.
Back.
Mike Moore's back.
Who are you?
Back in studio.
What do you do?
Look at this guy.
Where you been, Mar? Like, what's going on?
I heard you had car issues. What's
car issues? You've been drinking too much? What's going on? Zin? Are you back on the Zin?
No, dude, I've actually been pretty good about the Zin.
Pretty the Zins away. That is impressive.
Very good.
Very good. Are you
batting 1,000?
You're batting 1,000. Okay, all right.
What happened?
My car broke down, dude. It was bad.
How bad? Is it done? Is it shot?
No. It's not shot, but it's just.
You talk to Miriam when we get you over to BMW Fairfax. Maybe get it pre-owned.
Dude, I would love that.
Pre-owned,
straight up pre-owned,
right?
Hell owned.
Right.
Pre-owned.
Right.
I mean,
you got any trade-in value or no? You got nothing.
My car right now is probably worth like maybe $5,000, $4,000.
What are you pushing around right now?
Mazda CX-9, 2007, and I just put money into it.
How many miles?
That sounds like about 1,500.
Well, it really doesn't have that many miles. It has maybe, I think, like 130.
What was it?
Hold on. $5,000. You categorize that as not a lot of miles? 130,000
for a college
miles?
student, maybe
it's an 18-year-old car.
For a Mazda, though. I mean, Japanese cars, you can run those into the ground. You can probably get like 250.
Well, it sounds like you're doing a good job of it at this point.
But yeah, it was a fuel injector. Same thing that happened back in July, and who knew that was that expensive? And
I didn't know.
Once it gets to the shop,
but it's fully paid for, though, right?
Yeah, I paid it off a while
It's all
ago.
paid off, so you just have to do
I mean, if you have an 18-year-old hoopty and it's not paid off, you're doing something wrong.
right.
Yeah,
Right?
it broke down over the weekend, and then it's just been in the shop since last night.
But now you're back. You're up
I'm
and
all the
running.
way back. Yeah, going right to MGM from here.
Smart move.
So I'm all the way back in.
Yeah, I like it.
All right, let's real quick. Let's go to Chris and Frederick. Chris, what's up, buddy? You're on with the Junks.
Hey, good morning, Junks.
Hey.
Why did they bring in Gallup when Zach was already here and proved himself? Now they want to bring in a retread to prove himself, but Zach was already part of the culture.
By Zach, you mean
Zacchaeus.
Zacchaeus.
Yeah.
Oh, Zacchaeus went and signed with the Bears.
Yeah, maybe
He got a better deal.
maybe they just weren't willing to give him what he got in Chicago.
What I wonder
Yeah,
what
I mean,
he got.
did they even
Zacchaeus? I'll
offer
look it
anything
up.
at all? I mean, I'd rather have somebody that was part of this love than
No, they loved him.
everyone's talking
We
about.
don't-
Everybody said
know.
everybody to a man said they loved Zacchaeus.
He was a go-to guy. He was. It seems when things were falling apart, Zacchaeus showed up. So why not just go with him instead of bringing back Gallup?
Well,
I don't know
maybe
if he was a go-to guy.
I think
he was
maybe
a good piece.
they probably wanted to get a little bit bigger.
yeah, because he was smaller. Gallup's bigger.
Yeah.
They brought Noah Brown back. He's bigger. You got to remember, McCaffrey's there. They drafted McCaffrey in the third round,
That's the one everybody's sleeping on.
and everyone they're probably thinking, all right, McCaffrey's going to take that next step. Right, he'll be the number 3 receiver. So maybe they said, all right, in terms of the depth of the position, we're fine. We can let Zacchaeus go.
Yeah. Don't worry. I mean, I like Zacchaeus too, but he's replaceable.
Hey, look, you got Debo. Who do you want back?
Right.
You want Debo or you want Zacchaeus back?
Yeah, pretty
Right, I
easy.
hear you.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I
don't
think
worry.
I think he'll be fine.
Don't worry. Gallup's going to be fine.
I don't see any numbers yet on Zacchaeus.
Yeah, I didn't see it either. Again, you can vote. Do you like the addition of Michael Gallup to the receiver room? Vote on our Surfside Junkies poll of the day at Junks Radio. Coming up next, we'll talk a little Wizards hoops. Brian Keefe, the head coach, joins us next here on the Junkies.